I am so excited to be here with Iam Tongi.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are so great. Okay, so you won American Idol in 2023.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And
ma'am.
life has been a whirlwind.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
So I have just been watching all of your audition, all your videos, like your audition video, every single one of your songs that you sang. And I couldn't help but just be an emotional wreck because the thing about you that I think is so special, and clearly the world fell in love with you for so many reasons. A, your voice is stunning and beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
But you are just so open. Like, you showed up to American Idol with a broken heart,
Yes, ma'am.
and you let it be seen. What was that like? Because you show up and you're singing the song Monsters, and your dad had just passed away.
Yeah.
And you were not planning on, you weren't planning on talking about it. Why not? Because you're only 18 years old, too.
Oh, yes, man. I was 18 years old. And I went into this, I wasn't planning on talking about it. I didn't even tell them that my dad passed away. And then they found out online because they were checking online. They're like, how come you didn't tell us your dad passed away? And I remember telling them, I wanted to know if I was good enough to actually make it in, to actually make it through the rounds.
So you didn't want to tell your story?
I didn't want to tell my story. And you do online rounds, right, before you actually audition. And that's the whole time I didn't talk about it. And then we just sang. I think what I originally had to audition for was Valerie. And then they came in and we sang Valerie, another song. They say, hey, do you have another song? You see, a lot of people sing Valerie. And I was like, yeah. My mom turned to me because she was there in the room. She said, sing Monsters. And I was like, I don't know if I want to sing Monsters.
Had you learned that one in honor of your dad?
Yeah, I learned it because my dad had kidney failure, yeah?
Okay.
So he was already in and out of the hospital. And
was he on dialysis and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dialysis. So he was in the hospital at the time.
My husband's dad died of kidney failure too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
And it's like it's painful. My dad always told me, and not only that, he said that going into the dialysis was just so much time taken away.
Oh, you have to do it every day or every other day or something?
Every other day.
You have to get hooked up and cleanse your kidneys, and it's a whole process.
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
So he was on dialysis and eventually kidney failure.
Me a song.
Really?
And he was like, hey, I want you to learn the song Monsters. And this is when my dad first got his kidney failure.
So you learned it when your dad was living?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. And I remember just sitting there. I listened to the song. I listened to only 10 seconds. And I texted my uncle back. I was like, I listened to it, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's just the song's good, but this is not my vibe. And he was like, texting me back. He's like, you didn't even listen to it. I was like, no, and I was just laughing. He comes back, and we go to Utah for my birthday. I went to Utah for my birthday because I wanted to get away from home for a little bit. And we're in there, and he played the song Monsters, and we were driving, and I was just crying. And he was like, looks at me. He's like, what? I was like, man, what is this song, dude? It's amazing. It's crazy. And he said, don't start that with me because I asked you to learn the song and you turned me down. You said no, and now you're gonna cry. And I was just laughing. I was like, this guy's hilarious. But we got back to the house. 10 minutes, I learned the song. And
what did it mean to you? What did it do to you? Because the whole lyrics of Monsters are he protected you from monsters, but now you're a grown man and what does it mean to you with your dad in relation? Now you protect him from monsters, right?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I guess the part that I really relate to is I'm not your son, you're not my father. I know your mistakes and you know mine, right? We're just two men saying goodbye, and
that's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's just that line. It's just dang. And I was just crying, and just that line really spoke to me. And then also chase the monsters away. It's my turn to chase the monsters away, right?
Yeah.
Just all of that whole song. James Blunt, though, by the way, he's amazing. That song is amazing. He came out, sang it with me.
I know.
For Idol, and it was crazy.
Then you're singing it on the finale of Idol with James Blunt, who sang it originally. everybody's crying. I mean, I see Jelly Roll in the audience, and he's tearing up.
He's right next to my mom.
Yeah. I'm just like, but the power of your vulnerability, I think that is just so incredible. And you were saying in your culture, people don't really want to be vulnerable, right?
Yeah, it's like
because you're Polynesian.
Yeah, Polynesian. Not really like vulnerable. It's just like a lot of like those things is like if you're like, man, I'm feeling kind of depressed, or like, stop acting silly, you're fine, go get some sunlight. You know what I mean? That's it's so like I feel like we need to like it's okay. Like everyone gets to a point where they feel like that, and it's okay to feel like that. You know, and just I feel like if you feel like that, it's just a way to tell you that you're
Something's
still feeling.
Wrong. Yeah, that you're alive, you're
exactly.
human.
Yes, ma'am.
And we were kind of talking about that earlier when I was telling you like how I started this podcast, because I literally like was having a nervous breakdown from being a singer, and I realized okay, that's not my journey. And then I thought all these other people had life figured out,
yes,
and come to find out no one has it all figured out.
100%.
And having someone like you though get up there and share your heart and share your heartbreak and share that through song, I think people are just like it touches such a nerve, because all of us have gone through heartbreaks, and so many people aren't willing to show that pain and to show that it is like a raw feeling, and that it does like hit you in your soul. And you getting up there and doing that, I mean, it just like it takes us all to the same level. It just connects us all on this one level, which is we're humans, and we go through grief and we go through pain, and you were such a voice to be honest about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Was that hard for you?
Well, yeah,
because you were like healing on American Idol.
Yeah, and I feel like still healing, you know. And it's just on Idol, it was just a really tough time for me because my dad had just passed away. Just like also like confidence wise, you know.
Tell me why. What do you mean?
Going in, my dad was always the one that's like, you know, son, you're the best. You can win the whole thing. Like, because I auditioned the year before.
Okay.
My dad was still alive, and then we were like, I auditioned, and then he was like, son, I'm telling you, you can win the whole thing. And
he just believed in you so much.
You know? And I'm just over here like, that's what dads are supposed to do. They're supposed to believe in their sons. Maybe he was right. Maybe he had a point. And sang the song and went through the whole process.
So you didn't make it the first time?
Guys. No, I didn't. And I came back again.
But you didn't really want to. Your mom secretly entered you, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't want to. She just signed me up. And
did you want to the first time, or did you do the first time for your dad?
The first time I did.
You wanted to?
The first time I wanted to, because I guess, and for my dad, but first time I wanted to, you know, make my dad proud. Because my dad was always like a tough love kind of guy. And,
okay.
You know, like, oh, you know, man, this is what man's supposed to do. Da, da, da. But he was always.
So was he kind of hard on you?
He was also like, showed his feelings. And he was hard on me, but.
Are you the oldest?
No, I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest of 5.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
The youngest. Okay. So what was that like being the youngest of 5?
It was kind of rough. I feel like a lot of young siblings would know.
You said you had a little bit of did you have a little bit of a tough childhood?
Yeah. We kind of struggled a little bit. Living in Hawaii is so expensive, right?
It is.
And just like the price of living out there, and you know, it's kind of sad just the people having to move out, the natives having to move out from their own land, you know what I mean? And that itself is like it's a tough thing. And when I was growing up, we were homeless for a little bit. You know, we were living at a farm, my uncle's farm, on a bus, and like a broke down city bus. And I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the best times of my life.
Tell me why.
Because it was so much fun. You imagine you're a kid, you go in, there's a whole bunch of beds on the
So there's beds on the bus?
Yeah, like they took out the seats, just a whole bunch of beds. We jump around, sleep. We all slept in the bus. My mom and them slept in the tent.
So it was all 5 kids?
Yeah, it's like camping.
You and your mom?
A few months. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
No, wait. Was there like a kitchen in there? Or what would y'all do to like eat?
Oh, to eat?
And like bathe and things. Where would y'all?
We could do like, they do a thing called like umu. Like it's like underground oven.
Okay.
Just dig up and then.
So you're like living off the land kind of.
Yeah.
That's
living
amazing.
off the land, eating fruits and stuff. And
that's amazing.
Yeah,
so tell me why you liked it so much. Like, what would y'all do every day when you're living on the bus?
Doesn't that sound like fun? You know what I mean? It sounds like fun.
Yes.
You're out there jumping around, We did, because back in the day, you know, back in the day, early 2000s.
Were you on school or anything?
Yeah, so we had school, but we never went to school at that point because my mom and them were trying to figure it out.
Okay, so kind of just more of like
honestly,
wild
it was
education.
Summer for like 3-4 months.
Great.
And it was just amazing. And we just run around,
play
go
outside.
to the beach, come back from the beach, just do anything we wanted, you know?
Were you and your siblings kind of free to go?
Exactly. Yeah, we were free for it. Like, we go to our cousin's house, you know, because we have a lot of family out there. But my mom and them, they didn't want to really like bother them to stay at the house, so they stayed at the farm.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. They had a Xbox there, and I was just over there like, man, we play Xbox all the time. Which is crazy, you know, say we're homeless, but there's an Xbox. But it was pretty fun, yeah.
So you really kind of, from a young age, realized the true necessities of life, which aren't things.
Yeah,
it's people.
100%.
Did that kind of instill in you that, like, so then when you're shot to fame and you're winning American Idol and you are now, like, in the middle of all the things and all the excess, you know, was that a weird contradiction, you know?
I feel like I feel like if I haven't been to that place where I was down and we were like homeless, you know, and struggling my whole life, and I feel like if I haven't been through all of that, like here's the thing, where I'm at right now, I feel like for a lot of people it's easy to like get to the head, you know what I mean? It's easy to
like think,
and I've seen it a lot. Like, you know, I met a lot of people that are like, man, you know, you gotta remember where you come from, you know what I mean? And that's what those memories keep me tethered to, like my, you know, like trying to stay humble, you know? And I'm not saying that I'm humble, because a lot of the times I'll just sit there and I'll just be like, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be looking on YouTube like someone reacting to my song, but like,
watching them react, pretty cool.
You know? But if it wasn't for those memories, I wouldn't like, it would be harder for me to like try to keep myself humble, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just I feel like a lot of things happen for a reason, you know what I mean?
So you entered American Idol the first time with your dad alive.
Yes, ma'am.
The second time you weren't going to do it, and you didn't really. Did you even get to Hollywood the first time?
No, I haven't. I didn't even get to the actual audition.
Okay.
It was just a bunch of online trial, like.
Isn't that crazy how it can be so different from one year to the next year? The same person, same voice, but yet you win it the next year.
Yeah, but I feel like I had to like grow up like faster. When my dad passed away, just mature faster, I guess. I'm still not mature, but like, you know, I'm getting there, and I feel like going through that experience made me like more emotionally connected and to the music. And one thing my dad always told me is like, you know, if you're singing songs, if you can do all these runs, if you can do all these high notes, if you can do all of this, but you don't have a soul in it, you're just making noise.
Amen.
So that's one thing that I learned from my dad, and when he passed away, it was even more, you know? Like, it felt like everything was coming from the soul, you know? I was just... And I've learned to, you know, take that, the hurt, the pain, and, you know, not only the hurt and the pain, the love and everything, and turn it into music. And it's fun, and it's a good way to get things out of your system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you didn't even really think you were like this great singer, right? Because didn't you think you were just kind of like a fine singer?
I thought I was like, I can hold a note.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you didn't think that you were this like epic singer.
I still feel like that.
Really?
Like, a lot of times I'll be like, well, because I mean, so many people, so many singers, and they're over here like hitting all these notes, and they got soul in it, and I'm just like, hey, it's just crazy. You know what I mean? Like, these guys are so good. Like, it kind of like, you know what I mean? Doubts myself. But Johnny, he always tells me.
Your manager?
And it always like just keeps me like, oh, that's right. He always says, comparison is the
thief of joy, right? Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, 100%. But I just try not to compare, because when I was on Idol, that's what was really hard for me.
What is that like to be on Idol? And then I want to give you a few compliments about yourself.
We're over here, like, we're going all over the place.
No, it's perfect. And I was told, Iam, I have a hacking problem, so I try not to hack, but every now and then. have a little hacking problem, and you lick your lips. So
Yeah.
between the two of us, you're licking your lips, I'm hacking. We're gonna make our own little like
ASMR.
Yeah.
What did she say in the beginning?
You said I'm hacking. You're
He's like,
hacking and licking.
we're hacking and licking. I was like,
oh my
what?
God, yes.
That's crazy. But
Welcome to the podcast. But what was that like being just a regular human? You're not like in the spotlight at all. Now you're competing on American Idol.
Yeah.
People are judging you constantly, but I feel like from the beginning, you were so loved. Like you're talking about soul singing. Like your soul is in every single song you sing.
Thank you.
And like from the second you got up there, like Luke Bryan and Lionel Richie are crying and Katy Perry. And it's like, oh my gosh, because you are connecting what your dad always said to do. Did you feel like, what did you feel like when you're up there competing against these people who you think are so great? Because I'm sure some people can wail and like hit these notes that are like in the stratosphere, you know?
Yeah, 100%. Just going in there. I remember when I went into the audition, we auditioned in Louisiana. And when we went there, just like, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm already like, not like, had a bad attitude already going into it.
You did? Why?
Because I was like, they didn't take me the first time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So you kind of had a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, I kind of like, not really like, I wasn't like upset, but I'm just like, man, I'm not even that good. It kind of like bring my confidence down when I auditioned the first time, and they just said.
Okay.
So I went in this.
Fair.
Like,
fair.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But anyways, we go in, and I remember I'm with my uncle, and we go in with jamming. I'm jamming, and a bunch of these guys is, come, let's go just jam. Everyone's around just jamming, singing. And I'm over there. I'm having fun, obviously. Get back to the room. I'm like crying because I'm like, I want to go home. And Mom was like, what do you mean you want to go home? I was like, we're here already. We're here. I was like, I want to go home. This is a waste of time. We shouldn't have done this. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm not going to make it. All these guys are amazing singers. And he was like telling me, like, dude, we made it this far. And trust me, your voice is just different from everyone else. You have a different tone. You have a different. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. He's like, it's unique. And I was like, okay. So we go and do the audition. I remember I blacked out. I don't remember.
You totally blacked out?
All I remember is I walked in.
Like you don't remember the audition?
No.
And it's gone on to be like one of the most viral American Idol auditions of all times. But you don't even remember it?
No, I did. All I remember is me walking in and saying hello, and then they asked about my dad, and then after that, I just.
So they surprised you with that because you weren't going to talk about it.
No, I wasn't gonna talk about. I was just gonna say, I was just gonna dedicate this song to my dad, and then sing it. And then they asked. They were just like, talking, and it's like they didn't mean to bring it up, but like they bring it up because they're like, like your family, and I was like, yeah, my mom, Joseph, or whatever, and I'm like. Talking about my sister, and they were like, dude, I was like, yeah, they're all in Seattle. They're like, and where's your dad? Because I wasn't talking about my dad. Like, where's your dad? And I was like, he passed away. And right when they said, where's your dad? I just, boom, it hit me. And
but then you made it through the song.
Yeah. And if I felt like I don't remember much. Like I felt like I blacked it out, but I remember feeling like I felt like my dad was watching me. Man, it was just crazy, and I was just like.
Was that the first time you felt like you had felt him since he passed?
Yeah. And it was just this crazy thing, and we got out. And
what did it feel like?
I don't know. It literally felt like he was watching me.
You could just feel the presence.
Like I felt like he was there. You know what I mean? Like
I believe that. No, it doesn't sound crazy at all.
I felt like he was there, like almost like not judging me, but like sitting there like how's he doing? Like how's he gonna do with this? And I just felt like. Kind of pressure, but like, and it felt good.
Like how it would have felt if he really was there.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I mean, like, it felt like he was actually, because I felt pressured. I felt like, man, I gotta get this right. I also felt like, man, I feel pretty comfortable too. Like I feel like
safe.
Yeah, safe. And man, a lot of people like if you watch the video. The audition, I looked to the side, and a lot of people was like, he's talking about he looks as he's looking to his dad, almost like, right? And I was like, man, that's beautiful, but that's not what happened.
What were you looking at?
Well, I looked to the side because I don't think I ever told anyone that, but I looked to the side because there was in the room. There's like 50 people.
Oh,
Like when you audition, there's like the judges, me, and there's like not 50, but like 20 other people, like film crew, and I just singing the song, and I'm like locked in, and then I just hear someone like, I just like, and I turn around, everyone's crying in the room. I was just like, what is going on? I get out to the thing, everyone's crying in the outside, and then the person waiting to audition is crying too, and I was just like, what the heck just happened? You know what I mean?
so you were blacked out. You didn't even know
Yeah.
you're having a kind of a spiritual experience talking about your dad, feeling his presence here, and then all the judges are in tears. Everyone in the room is in tears, and everyone outside is in tears.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
And I'm walking out. I'm not even kidding. I'm walking out of the audition thing. We did the interview after, whatever, and they were just all like wiping. They're like, thank you for that. I was like, what do you mean, thank you for that? I didn't know, but they had TVs that you can watch, like they had TVs and like song, like you can hear the sound. And I know you can hear the sound, but I didn't know there's TVs like in there, like that showing the camera, what the camera's showing. And basically, they watched my audition before I even remembered and watched it, you know. But while I was walking out, it was crazy. I was walking out, and all the workers were just like, they stopped what they're doing. They just all like patting my back while I'm walking out. I was like, what the heck is going on right now?
And you had no idea.
No, I had no idea. I just like, they're just.
You're just
they feel
trying to.
bad for me, you know.
But what do you think it was? What do you think it was that resonated with everyone? Why do you think that you hit such a nerve?
I just feel like it's so many people have lost someone, no matter who it is, even if it's your dad, your mom, your uncle, your auntie, you know, your grandpa. Someone has lost someone, and everyone has lost someone, right? And I just feel like people relate to it, and I don't know, maybe I'm just making something up right now. But
Was that the first time you had felt that vulnerable? Had you ever
Yeah.
expressed yourself like that before? Floodgates opening?
No. Yes, because I like when my dad had his kidney failure, I was in the room when it happened. Like,
So you
when he
watched him
started.
cross over?
No, I didn't. But I was in the room when his kidney failure, like when his kidneys shut down, because he was in the room and he was calling my name. He was like, in Tongan. He was like, video me. I was like, oh yeah. I come and he's like, told me something moli. Like, I don't know how to speak Tongan. I understand it. I can speak a little bit.
Is that like
Oranges.
where your origin?
Yeah, Tongan. Yeah, Tongan Samoan. Born and raised in Hawaii. But he asked me to get him oranges. I was like, okay. We bring him oranges. And he seemed pretty normal, and I bring him oranges, turned on the light. Man, his eyes were just like, it was scary, because he was like just looking out and he couldn't see. He said, I can't see, it's dark, as we kept saying. And then he said, peel these oranges for me. I was like, okay. I peel the oranges, give it to him, eating it, and I go into my mom, I was like, I think something's wrong with Dad. And because he's only speaking Tongan, he's not speaking English. Then my mom comes and she's like, what's wrong? And then he's like, I don't know, I can't see. And we called the ambulance, took him to the hospital, and it was during COVID, so we couldn't go and visit him. I was just like so hard. And
You know, that's the exact same thing my husband, his dad passed away in COVID from kidney failure.
that's
You
horrible.
couldn't get to him.
yeah, that's sad. And it was sad for me at the time too. And
It feels so unfair.
yeah, it does. Like, you feel like it's not my fault. Like, you know what I mean? Let me go see my dad. You know what I mean?
And it was like, that moment was like taken.
Exactly.
Did you have, along from grief, did you have anger about that?
Because he was, after his kidney failure, he was kicking around for like a year.
Oh, okay.
Year. So the kidney failure hit, and then he went, and that's when I really, like, I guess, found my faith in, like, God.
Really?
And
Tell me. How'd you find it?
Because I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm Mormon, right? No, the word that everyone says, Mormon. And my dad, when he had his kidney failure, he left the thing, and I was already like kind of bitter at that point, because I was over here having anxiety attacks and panic attacks, like
You were?
depression. Yeah, at that time.
From your dad or just from life?
From my dad.
Because you were so
Because-
worried about him passing.
Exactly. Because I thought, like, my whole life I was thinking, like, man, my parents are going to live forever. You know what I mean? You don't think about one day your parents are gonna go, you know, and made me like really scared and really like just thinking like, man, like I had life not figured out. I thought I knew.
And you
what
you
one
need
thing
that
was,
presence to guide
you know,
you.
yeah,
You're not
and-
ready.
Exactly. And you always need, you know, whatever it is, you know. For me, it's God, you know, and
So you really had to find your faith
Yeah.
because you realize now it's you.
yeah, and I never like, I always doubted before then, you know. I always like, man, you know, this is just like, you know, this is all whatever. Like, you know, what if it's not real? Like, kind of like
Yeah.
thing. And because my dad was very religious, man. My mom was very religious as well. And after he had the kidney failure, he went into the thingy, and I remember we do a thing called like fasting, like Fast Sunday, where we fast, or not only that, even like we fast where we don't eat or drink for 24 hours.
Every Sunday? Or just like a
No,
certain time of the year?
like once, like the first Sunday of the month.
Okay.
But it wasn't the first Sunday of the month. You just fast when you need help, or when you're struggling with something, you fast and it helps you. And I fasted because I was like, man, I just fasting for my dad because I hope he gets better. So I fasted, and I always cheated on my fast. My whole life, every time it was Fast Sunday, right when we start fast, I go to the bathroom and just drink water.
You can't even drink
take
water?
like a donut, I just eat. Yeah, you can't drink water.
No water, and
No
then
water, no eating.
sneaking a donut?
Yeah, just sneaking a donut. I was just cheating all the time, like
Because it didn't you didn't really know why you were doing it per se.
Exactly. I was just like, there's no point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're kind of more going through the motions because you
Yeah,
were told to, but now
exactly.
you're coming into your faith where it's like, okay,
So I fasted.
for real.
And I knew I don't know how to explain it. I knew my dad was going to be okay before I fasted, but I fasted and I was like,
Committed.
I was like kind of like testing God in a way. Like, I mean, I know that's not a good thing, but I was just like,
I think it's normal to go on this journey.
Yeah.
If you don't go on a spiritual journey, then how do you know your real faith?
yeah. And I just remember sitting there and I was just like, you know what? If my dad is okay and you bring him back home, then I know you're real, you know? And like, I'll fast. I'll pray every day. We went and I fasted. My dad came home the next day, and it was just like I was like, man, you know, I feel good. I feel pretty good.
So what is your faith like now? How do you feel like you have a connection on your own now?
I feel like it's way more stronger than it was at that point. Because when my dad passed away, what are you gonna turn to? You know what I mean?
You can turn to a lot of things.
Mom.
But you can turn to a lot of things.
You could turn to like drinking. You could turn to all kind of
There's
things.
so many options.
Right.
But will you turn to God?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
I-
That you really how did God show up for you? How did you feel his presence in that time?
It sounds pretty. My mom, I wouldn't have believed this honestly, because I'm not like the type that believes in like ghost stories or like, oh, like I felt, you know what I mean? Like I always just like my whole life I was just like, that's just all like makeup in your head, right? My dad was in the like on his like dying bed, but we didn't know. He just went in because he was talking like how he was when he had his kidney failure.
Okay.
Like a year later, during Christmas, and I was like, Mom, you know, no one's here for Christmas. You're working. Dad's in the hospital. Can me and Lila go to Hawaii, just for just for Christmas, and then we'll come back after him. I was like, yeah. We flew to Hawaii. And my mom was like, hey, Dad's not looking good. And I was like, he'll be fine. Because my dad had a heart attack, 2 strokes, kidney failure, fine. You know what I mean?
Man.
And he
went
it's
through
not
it.
that he was fine, but like he was like pushing, like, you know, he was still going hard, you know what I mean? And he went in for like he had like a cut or something, and he went in and it was infected. Then he went in and then he was just like talking weird, so my mom took him into the hospital. Before he left, my dad says to me, like, he comes and he says, hey son, I want you to learn a song. The last song he asked me to learn, and it was what's the song? I don't wanna fall asleep 'cause I miss you,
Babe, and I don't want to miss a thing. Aerosmith.
That was the last song he asked me to learn.
I don't want to close my eyes.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like he was saying this is how he felt. He doesn't want to miss a thing.
And it was just crazy. That's the last song he asked me to learn. And he told me, oh my goodness, it's just crazy to talk about. But he told me before he went to the hospital, he said, you know, son, one day, because he loved this band called Music Travel Love or something like.
Okay.
It's like this twin brothers that they go around the world and they sing on YouTube. My dad listened to him all the time, and that's the version he wanted me to learn, was their version of I don't
want to miss a thing.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. And then he was like, son, one day when I come back, we're gonna start traveling the world. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, we're gonna go and we're gonna sing in all these places, and people are gonna know our name. And I was like, all right. He went to the thing. I went to Hawaii, and then he passed away. Came to Idol, and it kind of like he was right. You know what I mean?
Brandon, I know his name.
Exactly.
And people know your name.
Yeah. Yes,
Your dad's name is Brandon, right?
No, Rodney, but
Who the hell is Brandon? Look at me trying to have
thing.
some moment.
Same thing. Hey, Brandon, Rodney, same thing.
Everyone knows his name, Brandon.
Brandon, Rodney.
Jeez.
But yeah, it's crazy. We just went out and yeah.
Let me kill the moment for you, Iam.
Brandon. I was just like, wait.
You're like,
no.
who's Brandon?
Sorry, that's almost close, but
So close. Okay, but you talked about Rodney all the time,
exactly,
and everyone's saying his name. I have no memory, so I got it wrong. Clearly, I'm so sorry about that.
No worries.
But truly, everyone is speaking his name, and everyone is speaking your name, and your whole journey is you and your dad. So it's like he literally had a premonition.
Exactly, like when we go around, when I went to Australia, when I went to New Zealand. Monsters. I sang Monsters. Everyone was singing with me, right? Like all the words, like word for word.
Because this is like your song now. I mean, I know James Blunt sang it, but this has become like your song too.
Yes, ma'am.
And everyone was singing it with you?
Everyone was singing it with me, and some people were coming to me, like people still come up to me backstage and be like, I really sorry to hear about Rodney. And I'll just be like, bruh, this is crazy. Like, my dad had a point with a lot of this stuff, but
it's crazy because like you think it's gonna go one way, but then it happens, and it's like it's a situation you would have never wanted.
Exactly.
It never could have. It's just like here it is, it's happening, but it's like it feels like a worst case scenario. But then there's this whole flip side that's really very spiritual and kind of holy. Yeah, well, very holy.
Aye.
And it's almost like he knew this was gonna happen.
Yes, ma'am. And a crazy thing, like when we were in Hawaii, my mom texted me and she's like, "Hey, yo, dad's acting like talking crazy," and I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like, "Oh, I think he needs to get an MRI scan because he's not talking right." And she's like, I was like, "What are you talking about?" She said, flatlined. He flatlined like 4 times, and when he flatlined, apparently he called my mom and said like, "Oh, I could see the doctors working on me." I was just like, what?
He was like from above. He was like
I don't know
lifting out of his body.
I don't know what. And I, like I said, I don't talk about if my mom wasn't telling me this before my dad passed, I wouldn't have believed her. You know what I mean? I was like, "All right, Mom, you're making it up." But my dad was like, she was like, "Dad said that, like he was like they were like working on him, like he could see them like working on him, and he was trying to talk to them, but they couldn't hear him." And then she said, then after that, he went, like, it's like he went to a place, exact words that he said. I went to a place and it was so beautiful and I wish I can go back. That's what he told my mom. And my mom was crying. She was like talking to me. She's like, "If he leaves me, I hate him. I hate him." I was like, "Mom, like he's gonna be fine." And she was like, "No, it sounds like he wants to leave me to go to the better place. No place. Why would he want to be a place? Why would he want to be at a place without me?" I was just like, "Mom, it's he's gonna be fine." And he calls her again. That's when she started saying he was like going crazy because he starts naming these people. "Well, I had visitors today, but it was during COVID. Remember, couldn't have visitors." And he's like, "Some visitors came to visit me." And I was like, "Oh yeah, who?" And he starts naming family members that passed away. I came to visit him.
Stop.
I'm serious.
That's so incredible.
Yeah. And I was just goosebumps, man. I was just like, what?
Does that give you faith?
Yeah. And I feel like that's what I mean. Like, almost like at that point, it's not faith. You know
it's
what I mean?
real.
It's real. It's real at that point. And my mom was telling me that he starts naming these people. And my mom, she didn't know like who a few of them were. And but she knew the other ones were passed away. And then my mom asked my dad's sister, "Hey, so who are these people?" And she said, "Oh, these are people that Rodney hasn't even met. Like, they died before he was born." I was just like, what? So it's crazy. It's like all these things. It's crazy. It's all coming together, and yeah, it's just all these stories, all these, coincidences, all these people came to visit, all these. At that point,
It's real.
it's real. It's not at that point. It's not faith. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so you win American Idol. Are you aware that you won American Idol? Are you in a haze? Like, do you know what it means to win American Idol at this point, or is it just happening so fast? Do you know what's about to happen to your life? What happens to your life? Is it wonderful? Is it scary? Is it traumatizing? Is it happy? Is it good? Is it bad? Like what? Because everyone thinks like, oh, well, I think people are doing a great job of showing the truth of situations now. So like people used to think, oh, let's get famous and it'll be great. There's a dark side to fame too. There's a hard side to fame.
It's everything.
There's everything.
And what
What
you were
was
saying,
it?
is it scary? Is it, for me, it was everything. It was scary. It was stressful.
Is it scary to be seen by this many people?
I remember because I played the CMA just like a couple days ago.
Yes, congratulations.
First, debut. But I went and I played, and then we met all these people, and it was just like go, pictures, like just nonstop. And I remember sitting in the car, we were driving back home, and I was just like, is this what it's gonna be like? You know what I mean?
Just like
and it was kind of like you think like, man, it's gonna be, pretty tough. You know what I mean?
what is tough? What's the tough part to you? Like, what about that? What does that do to your system?
No, I feel it because I want to have a family. You know what I mean? And that's what my main goal in life is.
You do?
You know what I mean?
You want to be a dad?
100%. Have a family.
Are you in love currently?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend. Maybe, hopefully.
Have y'all been together for a while?
Yeah, like a year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, but we known each other. We were like really close friends. Like, and when I was like junior in high school.
Okay, so y'all known each other a long time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And we started dating. Like when I graduated. After I graduated, we started dating.
So before you did this whole journey?
No, it was after we did.
You graduated high school after American Idol?
But we were like, exactly. I graduated.
Oh my gosh, Iam. I mean, that's crazy that you hadn't even graduated high school when you won American Idol. Okay.
Yeah. But I told her like how I felt and everything, and she said she felt the same way. And then I went on Idol, and I was just like, this whole thing where I was always busy and I was always on the go. I had to sleep. So I wasn't really talking to her like every day, like how I wanted to.
Yeah, because your life is just so jam packed.
Yeah, but like, man, I'm planning one day, man. That's the ultimate goal in my life, man. Is to have a family.
Really?
And
because you just love your family so much.
Exactly, because it's almost like Johnny helped me like realize it. He said, "Man,
your manager, yeah."
Yeah, my manager. Sorry, my manager.
No,
Johnny.
I'm just letting people know Johnny's your manager.
I know. I need to keep saying my manager, Johnny, but no, Johnny. He helped me realize like why that's my goal in life is to have a family, because my family was, I have so many great memories of my family, and he said, like, it's almost like a thing where you want to recreate it, and I was just like, 100%. Exactly. I want to recreate, my childhood, because it was just like, it was a good childhood, man. It was a great childhood. We had no phones and nothing, run around chasing chickens, throwing rocks, just all kind of, just kid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, kid stuff is like all the kids is like
on a screen.
On a screen. I'm not gonna lie, me too.
Indoors.
You know what I mean?
I know.
Like it's pretty bad, but
But when you were in your childhood and innocence, you were free.
Because we couldn't afford a phone. You know what I mean? So like no one could afford phones. We're all running around throwing rocks. It sounds pretty crazy, but we used to have like rock wars. Where we was just like throw rocks at each other.
But it's just enjoying the simple things.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Enjoying the simple things, and when Johnny said that, I was like 100%. I feel like that's one of the main reasons, and not only that, just I always just wanted a family. So
having all this fame and success was never your goal.
No, it's just like singing is what I'm good at.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the only thing I'm good at. So,
That's
and
not
I
true.
love it.
You're good at
You
so
know
many
what I mean?
things.
Thank you, but I love singing too, and I love to perform, and I love writing songs, and I'm good at it. Good enough.
I love your song Sunshine.
Oh, thank you so much.
That song is it just makes you feel so happy. And I love that you have just island vibes in your music because I feel like that is my favorite kind of music. Is like some island when there's just it feels like you're at the beach and it's like what is the actual genre called? Is it island music?
Yeah, I like island reggae.
Island reggae.
Yeah.
Hands down. I feel like that is the happiest genre, but it also is speaking great truths.
Yes, ma'am.
And so few people are doing it and doing it well. And I feel like this is like where I feel like you are just this incredible person that has come together to bless our generation with this music because yes, some people can wail, some people have all this soul, and it's like mesmerizing to hear, it's intimidating, but you have this beautiful voice. Your voice is so gorgeous, so beautiful.
Thank you.
And you have this truth about you. You're from the islands. You sing with that truth coming through with this island music behind you. And it's such a unique sound that nobody is doing and can do. Because you can't, I guess you can fake it, but you can't. If someone's being real with it, And that is like who you are. And it is so rare. And that is like what makes you so special and so unique because it's just how God made you, where he put you in the world, what you grew up being influenced by. And then you're sharing your truth with us. And it's like, man, it just hits people in the heart because everything about you is so real.
Yeah, thank you.
And rare.
I feel like a lot of people aren't doing island reggae.
Nobody's doing it.
And a lot of people don't really know what it is. And I feel like you're missing out. There's so many great island singers out there. Island reggae, man. You got all these new up and coming island reggae artists. Amazing. All these guys need to.
And also it's like it's a genre of music that I feel like is good for your soul.
100%.
So much music out there. It's just like negative. It's like negative sounds. The vibrations aren't good vibrations. Yeah. It's talking
and the message behind
the messaging
is
bad.
It's bad.
Bad messaging.
Yeah.
And it's like you hear what you're singing and it's like the vibrations make you feel happy, make you want to move, make you want to be in nature, make you want to be with people that you love. And make you feel things in your heart. It's like it's bringing a vibration to the world that we need to hear.
And it's fun. A lot of people always make fun of me, but it's just fine. Online, they'll be like, "Oh, the songs that he writes is almost it sounds like it's for kids." I was like, you kind of want to influence the youth in a good way. You know what I mean? What's wrong with that? Going in, just singing about good things, and stop singing about this negative stuff
and just getting drunk and going out to clubs and all that.
It's fun.
But there's plenty of that. We don't have enough of you. What you're bringing, I really feel I personally feel like we are in sort of like a spiritual warfare, and there's always good and evil. Yeah. And you, whether you know it fully or not, in my opinion, are just bringing so much light. And you are bringing and it's through the music vibration and who you are as a human. Yeah. And you are raising you as one human being, and the platform, your message, your story, the platform that you had on American Idol, the way you were so vulnerable, how you have the island music behind you. You are truly raising the vibration of all who hear you, because you are sending out this love and it's coming out through your music. And that is raising the vibration of the world. And that is helping to put light in the world. And that is what you're doing. It's truly spiritual.
Thank you so much.
It's a big deal.
If you notice, I keep saying I. My trainer and my manager are both Scottish. So I'm over.
How'd you end up with a bunch of Scottish dudes?
And it's hilarious. Because my manager is Johnny. He's Scottish, right?
So he knows other Scottish guys.
And his best friend out in Memphis lives there, and he's my trainer.
And you've been working hard. You've lost 100 pounds?
115 pounds, yes, man. I need to.
How are you doing
just
that?
Getting started.
Are you just on a regimen?
Yeah, we just 5 days a week working out.
Are you liking it?
Yeah, honestly, at first, I hated it, and I still hate it. No, I'm kidding.
No, I don't think it's ever fun, right?
It's never fun, but you kind of miss it. You know what I mean?
Because you miss
in
the
the
feeling.
moment, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm tired of this. But then you miss the feeling of like being tired, like being exhausted. I don't know what to explain.
Yeah, you get that rush in your body, and you can feel yourself sweating out all the toxins.
You sleep so good.
You're sleeping so good. It's like that tiredness. I know what you're saying. Like it's awful, but it's like it's a high that you can't get otherwise.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But man,
so you've been on it.
But these guys are cracking me up because Scottish, right? They're always telling jokes. Robert, he's always telling jokes, and it's always the same jokes every day.
Wait,
over
do you
and over.
know the jokes? Can you tell us one? Let's hear one.
Probably not. Jokes. Scottish people are pretty vulgar.
Okay.
I guess you say.
We better leave that one out.
Yes, man. But it's funny, man. These guys crack me up, and he always like. We'll be sitting in like I can do a pretty good, I can do an all right Scottish accent.
Let me hear it.
We'll be walking like, oh, William, the song is great. The Unbreak My Heart. It's a great song, man. I'm like, oh, thank you, Robert. Thank you. And we're like,
that was really good.
Man, I just think that he said to me one day, and it's just funny. He said, son, like, when you get to a good weight, you can start having cheat days again. And I was like, yeah. He's like, I think you're having nut cheat days. I was just like laughing. I was like, dang.
You're like, man.
And he's so honest, and I love it. You know what I mean?
It is nice to be with people who are just kind of brutally honest.
Brutally honest, but it's nice.
Like, dang.
It's refreshing.
But you realize they're not trying to hurt your feelings.
Exactly.
They're just saying things with
helping
love.
you out. Exactly.
Yeah.
And man, Robert, I love that guy so much. He's over like, man.
And it's good to have someone pushing you in a way that like holds you accountable.
I always like when I'm like working out, I'm like slacking. I'm like so tired, like lifting weights. She's like, "Come on, back, man, you got this." I was just like, "Dang, dude."
It's motivating.
It is.
Okay, so I want to talk about a little bit more about your music, and then we'll wrap up because we're right at 11. Okay, you just released a song called "Unbreak My Heart."
Yes, ma'am.
And it's really beautiful.
Thank you.
Very heartfelt. And it's also tapping into like your whole journey of like losing your dad.
Yes, ma'am.
You also released the song Sunshine a little bit before that, which is so great. Opposite day. It's like talking about like happiness and like be the sunshine in people's lives. Are you building an album right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I'm working on a...
Is it going to be an island reggae album? Please tell me yes.
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 But also, it's funny how you said, island reggae is so good for the soul.
Please, I'm begging you.
I just wrote a song called Good for My Soul.
Okay.
And it's like a song like I wrote about my girlfriend, but we put in like island references. Like one of the lines is and we're working on this like record, and the record is just
But it's island is it
island reggae.
It is?
Yes, ma'am. And it also like has we're working on like maybe Unbreak My Heart in there, a few of them ballads.
Unbreak My Heart isn't totally island reggae, is it?
No, it's not at all.
I know. I heard it and I was like, okay, are we having a departure from this island sound? Because you can do it all, but like my soul is craving the island reggae because it's so special. So I was wondering, what is the album going to be?
Island reggae with a little bit of here and there, maybe like a ballad or two, and like again, Good for My Soul. One of the lines is good for the bluest of the blue I ever seen is when your ocean eyes washed over me, right? And it's all these like island like references, but it's a soul song.
Okay,
like it's a soul song with a little bit of island twist in it. So it's like like horn, saxophone. And it's just crazy. I'm super excited about that one. I don't know even. Maybe I shouldn't talk about that, but I don't know when it's coming out.
It's coming.
But it's coming out. But I feel like it's fine. It's just
it's music, and you're just dropping it as you get them done, right?
Pre-promoting.
Yeah,
Is that what
totally. Yeah, exactly. So tell me how you decided to do a departure from island reggae, because pretty much everything you've released until Unbreak My Heart, I feel like has been island music, right?
100%.
What inspired you?
I'll Be Seeing You. I released.
Okay, and you did that on Idol.
Yeah.
And you released that.
Yeah, and it was almost like the same vibe as like Unbreak My Heart kind of thing.
Okay.
But Unbreak My Heart, it just spoke so true to me, and it is different from what I've been doing, and the song spoke to me so much. The first line was I remember when the call came in telling me you were gone. I remember trying to pretend that you'll be there when I got home. And that's exactly how I felt.
Because were you in
I was in
Hawaii
Hawaii.
when he actually passed?
Yeah.
You were.
And we were there, and he passed away. But I had just started my fast. Like, remember I told you, like, when we fast, and I had just started my fast. Right when I started my fast, my sister was like crying. You're like screaming. And then I was like, what's going on? And I come in downstairs, and all my cousins I'm like, because like Iam, like crying, all my cousins crying, like, Iam, you gotta come in there. I was like, nah. They were like, what do you mean? Nah. I was like, nah, I don't want to go. And they're like, Iam, you gotta say your dad's. You gotta say goodbye to your dad. I was like,
was he on the phone?
Yeah, they were. My mom was on FaceTime, and she was crying, and
You didn't want to?
no, I didn't.
Why?
Because I knew if I saw him like that, like, because they showed me how he looked like, and I didn't want to see him like that.
You didn't want to
Because he had
remember
like
like
all
that?
these tubes and all these, like, trying to keep him alive, and
You wanted to remember him.
I wanted to remember how he was, not through that time that, but I eventually, like, I just said goodbye.
How was it?
And it was, man, I was crying like a baby, man. I was like screaming. And I remember there's a cry that all these Tongans always make fun of, and it's like, the cry is, oh, like, kind of thing. And that's exactly how I was crying. And I didn't expect it, and I just was like sitting there just crying, like, oh, kind of thing. And
It just came out?
it just came out, like, and I was just like, what the heck? And then my uncle then came up to me, like, crying, like, hey, you're okay, like, we're here for you, and like, I'm sorry about it. And I was like, I'm okay, like, and crying. And then they said, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to go to the beach. Right after my dad passed away, we went to the beach and we swam for like an hour. And I came back, and then just,
What did that do for you when you were
I don't know,
down?
just helped me, like, I guess, like, appreciate, like, I don't know how to explain it, but for like a brief moment, I was upset. I was upset at God, you know what I mean?
Oh, well,
For
yeah.
a brief moment.
That's okay.
And I was like, I kid you not, for like a minute, like, I was just like, man, like, I fasted and it didn't even work, and then all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. I was like mad.
Well, because you held up your end of the deal that you're making. But here's the
Yeah.
thing, God, he works
It
in
all
such
work-
mysterious
exactly.
ways, and some of them are heartbreaking, and
Yeah.
it makes no sense, and it's
Exactly.
completely unfair as it feels.
Then
But then you see
all works
full
out, you know what I
circle
mean?
eventually.
and now that, like, now that all of this happened, now I can take care of my family. I can take care of my mom. There, I can take care of my siblings, if they need help. And it's just all, like, it all worked out. So you're right. God does work in mysterious ways.
Sometimes it's just so painful. I
Yeah,
get frustrated all the time with God. I'm like, literally, God, why do we have to go through this?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
why is it so
100%.
hard? It's always so
Yes,
hard to
God.
get to the lesson,
Yeah.
But then you get through it and you grow and you have like an awakening and you get closer to God and you understand more. But it's just literally like, it's like, why? Why does
Yeah.
it have to be like that?
Yeah. But, like, man, it's crazy how it works, though, right? You know what I mean? It's crazy how it leads you to, like, how you said, like, you didn't know, like, what to do, and you did singing
With my whole life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never known what to do. I just
you were
started
in bands, and then
in bands. I was
now it leads you
hosting.
here.
Podcast didn't even exist when I started. And I like had a panic attack, quit music, had no idea what to do with my life. And then I realized this podcasting was coming about. And I was like, I want to hear people's stories. I want to get into the minds of people who figured life out, because I sure haven't. And then I get into people's minds and I'm like, no one has figured life out.
Yeah.
People just have to eventually get in touch with their intuition and their soul and their inner guidance. And that's what
100%.
is the roadmap, but there is no roadmap.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, a couple more questions and we'll wrap up. Why'd you want to quit it all at one point?
I feel like a few points that I wanted to quit.
Tell me what made you want to quit it, because you're on top of the world.
Once I did quit, I just
You did quit.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, like after my dad passed away.
And you
I
already won?
stopped.
No, before.
This is before.
You just quit
Like,
music.
I just quit. I grabbed my guitar. I was like, there's no reason for me to play anymore. You know what I mean? The only reason why I really did music was for my dad, because that's how we bonded. Because he wasn't, like I said, he was a tough love kind of guy. He wasn't really like hey, son, I love you so much. Man, you're the best. He wasn't. He would just be like, look at me. Like if I did something, that made him probably look at me and just nod his head.
So you were just you wanted to make him proud.
Exactly. And once he passed away, I was like, there's honestly no reason for me to play anymore. I put my guitar and just, people are like, oh, I put it under the bed. You know that saying? I literally put my guitar under my bed. I quit. And I was done. And then my mom came back, like, I think, like 3 months after my dad passed away. And she was like, hey, son, you gotta keep practicing your music. And I was like, nah, I'm done. She was like, what do you mean you're done? I was like, I don't want to sing anymore. And then she was like, why? It's like, I told her, because when I sing, I can hear Dad singing with me, because he always harmonized with me.
You could hear his harmonies.
I could hear him, and I don't like it. And she was like, why don't you like it, though? It would.
Because it made you sad?
Yeah, exactly. My mom said, you got to look at it as you can hear your dad still, even though he's gone.
Wow.
So singing, it would get you, like, basically she was saying, like.
Do you still hear him?
Yeah, I do. And maybe in my head, it's just like me hearing the harmony, like hearing what the harmony is. But I'm so used to my whole life harmonizing with my dad, right? And just hearing the harmony, I guess that might be what it is, like just hearing that harmony and like, man.
So now do you feel the love of it, or does it still make you sad?
I love it.
You do?
It. But, yeah, she asked me hey, you got to learn so you can audition. I was like, what do you mean audition? She's like, I signed you up. I was like, hold up, what do you mean sign me up? I signed you up for Idol. Your audition is in 2 days. And I was like, what do you mean? Online auditions in 2 days. So I was like, all right. I grabbed my guitar, took it out of there, tuned it up, changed the strings, started playing and learning songs. Then we go in an audition, and I'm just like still bad attitude. I don't want to do this. Like, I'm not even gonna make it. I made past the first round. I was like, I made it past the first round the first time I auditioned, so I'm still having bad. Made it past the second round. I was like, they're gonna call me and they're gonna like, hey, sorry, but we decided to take another turn and come back next year. That's what I thought. They got on a call and they're like very serious. She was like, Iam, William, something like, you're gonna be able to audition in front of Katy Perry, Luke, Brian,
and Lionel Richie.
And I just started freaking out. I was like, what? And I called all my friends, all my family. I'm auditioning for me, dude. And then they emailed us like, you can't tell anyone. And I was like,
oh,
I was like, that's too late.
Sorry about that. You should have told me that in the beginning.
Yeah. And it was just, but that's when I started picking it up again. And then after Idol, what made me like kind of like, man, I don't think I want to do this anymore.
Why?
I just feel like it was a lot. You know what I mean? After Idol, it was just, and not only that, just not having the right people around me at the time. And,
that's a really hard thing to get the right people.
Exactly. And I went through a lot of people.
Did it wear on your soul? Were they trying to take you in different directions?
100%. Like, it just didn't feel right to me. I just felt like, man, like, what's the point of me even doing this? Because, like, I don't even have a say anymore. I don't even have, You
felt like you lost your voice?
Exactly.
How did you find it again?
And I found it because, I learned about, like, the music industry. I started learning through Johnny. Johnny was teaching me. Johnny, my manager.
Johnny Reed, and he's a big Canadian artist.
Yeah, he is, Johnny Reed.
So he's weathered some storms. So did he help 100%. You find your truth?
100%. And it's hard to find, like people, like great people out there that are in it, like, for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And when I met Johnny, I was just like, man, I really like this guy.
You felt good to your soul?
And yeah, exactly, 100%. It felt like, man, this is what I needed. But at the time, just not having the right team around me, not having the right people, and
trying to tell you what you need to do to be successful. Exactly. It's all about successful and money.
Yeah, and it was just like almost like some people were like, I remember at one point there was a person who, like, she was saying like, oh, like, it doesn't matter, like, kind of like talking down on me, and I was just like,
what doesn't matter?
What am I doing
like
here?
Your opinion?
Yeah, no, like, they're saying, like, it doesn't matter how big your numbers are, like, all that matters is what hard sell tickets. And then they're like, you can be as big as you want, but you're not gonna get anywhere if you think that you're too. And I was just like,
and it just like kills the joy of the music, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm just at some point I'm just like, dude, just close your mouth, like. I was just like, at that point I was like, what's the point? Why am I doing this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everyone I meet is like this. I don't want to do this anymore. You know what I mean?
Yes. Like, what is the why? Because you did it for the love of music, for your dad, for your family, to express yourself through song. And then it's like, it changes into an industry and all about the bottom line.
Oh, it has to be this. It has to be this. You know, you need to do this. You need to sing this. And it turns into like a thing where like it's not even, there's no soul in it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do know what you mean.
And I was just like,
it's not for you because you're all soul.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Because my dad taught me was music is you got to sing with your soul or you're just making noise. You know?
Mm-hmm.
You're not singing with your soul. And I was like, man, I just feel like I'm making noise at this point. So I'm just going to.
So you that's when you wanted to step away.
Yeah.
And then you got the right people around you.
And then hey, you know, these guys are like, hey, there's this guy that we want you to write with. He'll be cool. I was like, yeah, all right, we go see. Like, you know, at that point, I was like, you know, I'll just try it and just like kind of just waiting around to see what happens, you know.
Because you're kind of already like feeling like you might just
like I don't belong, like
right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we go in and we get into a writing session. I'm just like, you know, I'm always trying to be like a positive guy. And I went in, I wasn't feeling great, but I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna have fun, you know, just have fun. Stop. Like, I'm not gonna be negative. I'm just gonna go in, have fun, just make this whole thing just a good vibe. We go in, write Road to Hana.
Oh, I love that song.
And we write Road to Hana, and Johnny was over there like, hey, I got this idea. And he starts like, dun 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 dun. And I'm just like, this guy's crazy. And his writing skills, honestly, one of the best writers I've ever met.
And he understood you, it sounds like.
Exactly. And he understood like me, and he understood what I loved, and he understood like he understood like
what you want to say.
Yeah. And he would like, you know, I was just like, oh shoot, all right. And then we wrote another song. Then we wrote another song. Then he showed me this. He pitched me another song. So I had 4 songs off of like 6 hours. I was just like, dang, dude. This is
you got
crazy.
Totally re-inspired.
Yeah, and I was just like, man, this is good. Like, this guy is what I want to be. You know, I didn't know who Johnny was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that he was an artist. I thought he was just like
a songwriter.
You know what I mean? And then he showed me some of his music, and I was just like, what? We listened to his music all the time. Like at that point, like we left, going back home, and we were just jamming his music because we love where I grew up. We love country, we love like soul and all that vibes. That's what Johnny does. And my mom was like, I really like Johnny. And then this other song that I was working on called I Do that Johnny pitched to me. And it was just a beautiful song. I cried when he played it. I want to show you this song, and played the song. I cried.
So it was like hitting your soul again. You're
Exactly.
finally back to music that was hitting your soul.
Yeah. And I'm just crying, and I'm like, this is what music's about. You know what I mean? They kind of like forget. And he's like, I think that this song would be good for you, right? And we go in and we record the song, and then I played it. He came because I was playing that song at the 19 takeover, like American Idol takes over, like CMA, like 2 years ago, like a year ago or something like that. I play I Do, and they invite Johnny out. Johnny comes with Jen, and my mom was there too. And just the way Johnny was like treating Jen, just like, man, you know what I mean?
His
treating
wife.
His wife.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know,
He has good
like,
values.
You know what I mean?
Family values.
Exactly. Like he was like, they would be like, they're always like, they came, when he came in, they're like, oh, Johnny, like, Johnny this, like, Johnny, can you come in? Hey, Johnny, we got this for you. And then Johnny was always like, well, this is my wife, Jen. And, you know, and he's like, Jen, like, when they, like, oh, Johnny, you're VIP this way. Johnny's like, you know, Jen, oh, you go, come with me. And then they're like, oh, they want you to meet Iam up front. He's like, come on, Jen, let's go.
He has his priorities straight.
Exactly, priorities straight.
And you're like,
family
first.
That's what I
you want to surround yourself with people.
Is to have a family, my main goal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just seeing Johnny very family oriented, man. Just my mom saw that, and she was like, I really like Johnny. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, she's like, you gotta ask him to be a manager. I was like,
had he ever managed before?
I don't think so.
Okay, so it was just a moment in time.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just meant to be.
It was just meant to be. And
do you feel, ever since you've started aligning yourself with people like Johnny, do you feel your spark back?
Yes.
And you feel excited again?
Honestly, like a month, like right after meeting Johnny, I was ready to go again. I was like, we're going.
It is so true. Who you surround yourself with is, what do they say? You're the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with.
Yeah.
So whoever you're spending the most time with, it wears on you no matter what. Even if you're trying to be something different, if the main key influences in your life are taking you down a road that you don't want to go, it's gonna wear on you.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, good for you for staying true to yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
Navigating this journey that is so hard.
A lot of the questions, I don't remember what you asked me. You just went totally. She asked one question, I answered something else.
You're amazing.
It's a lot
No,
of fun.
Iam, you're incredible,
Thank
and
you so much.
you're just such a beautiful human.
Thank you.
Your heart and your soul and your story and the way that you are just so willing to share, it is so powerful. That is your superpower. The fact that you have, the fact that you have this voice, this soul, this story, you have the island music, and it's just, I'm telling you, you are raising the vibration of
so much.
the world with your music and your heart and your story. And don't ever forget that. And like he said, comparison is a thief of joy, but you are in your own lane and you are so special. Like when I literally preparing for this interview with you, I was like, what an amazing human you are.
Oh, thank you.
Like
so
you're
much.
just not like everybody else. You're really not. And I know you think everybody's like this where you're from and everyone's singing, but like you are very rare. And what you have to say is so important. And the way you say it resonates. And so as long as you're staying true to you, that's it. That's your superpower.
100%.
Iam, thank you so much for joining me. Tell
you
me
for
where
having
everyone
me.
can find your music.
Iam Tongi.
Okay, so IAM.
IAMTONGI.
And it's everywhere. But it's
Yeah,
like on Instagram, it's like
It's
W.
on Instagram because my name is William, right?
Okay, WTONGI.
WTONGI. That's
Okay.
my Instagram.
Okay.
On all platforms, I believe. Yeah.
Okay. And are you touring right now? Are you just recording?
Right now, I'm just recording.
You're getting ready for this album.
We're about to go on tour, though. Yeah, yes, ma'am. We're working on this album.
Okay. I am looking forward to this. I will be playing it all the time because island music is truly my favorite of all times.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
and I cannot wait to hear what you come up with. I
Thank
love
you
what
so
you put out so far. Unbreak My Heart is out. Sunshine is out. You're making your Grand Old Opry debut this week.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
This week.
This
Huge.
week.
You just played CMA Fest.
Today's what, Monday, right?
Yeah.
This week.
On Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on everything. And may the Lord just continue to bless you and guide you because
ma'am.
you are truly a shining light.
Nah,
And it's been an honor to get to chat with you.
I'll let you chat to you.
Can we answer a few questions? I played this
Yep.
little game called Tell Me More. It's going to be a bonus
Let's do
episode. Okay. Iam Tongi, thank you so much.
100%.